Hi, it's Kaz here from Affiliate Success Girl, and today we're here with part 5 of our video tutorial series on the article submitting software, Automatic Article Submitter. Today we get down to business. We submit our article to multiple directories, which is what it's all about. So let's have a look. The first thing we want to do is look at our Accounts tab and make sure that the pen name selected is the pen name we want to submit under. So this is correct. Then hop over to the My Articles tab. And in our last tutorial we covered how to put an article in. So I'm going to select this article here, Article Marketing for Affiliate Success, and I'm going to use that as our test article to submit to the directories. So I've selected that article. I now go down here and select a site group to submit to. I'm going to submit to the Kaz group of directories. I'm going to submit all of them today, and I'm going to use this 100% autopilot. Once I hit submit to jobs, I'll get this dialog box here that talks about categories. So for each of those directories you need to designate the category you want to submit the article to. Now you only need to do this the first time that you use this account. You need to go through and manually select all of the categories that you want. Now if you've already used this, once you've done it the first time, you can actually then save it as a preset. So I've actually used this once before, Affiliate Success Girl. So once I pick that, it'll pre-fill everything that it knows about. There'll be a few in there that it might not know about, and therefore I just need to go in and decide upon which categories would be the most appropriate. So I'll just do that for these few here, and I'll just save that because as you notice, I added a few extras there, and I've just saved that into my preset. So next time I go and select that, it'll populate all of them. Once I hit OK. Now this gets put over into the Job Submitting tab. So we'll go over to the Job Submitting tab, and there's my article there that is waiting to be submitted to all of those directories. Now as you can see here, the autopilot feature, there's a few there that are true and there's a few there that are false. So it'll go through and try and submit all the ones that say true without you needing to intervene at all. So I'm going to hit Submit Next and let that get underway. And there it goes, it's starting to go through that process. Now some of these generally, if you've never used the account before that you're submitting under, so you've just set up the account, say, and then this is the first time you're submitting, a lot more than usual will fail, and you might need to go through and troubleshoot a few. Often I find that if you've done the automatic account setup, it'll tell you you've got accounts for a few of them and it'll have the username and password there, but when you try and submit, it'll actually fail. So what I tend to do is the first time I'm using an account, it's a bit of a longer process of just troubleshooting, sorting stuff out, and then from there usually it's okay. But what you need to do is just have a look at the articles as they submit, and you'll see that these ones here with the dots are telling you that there's been a problem and it's not working, and the other ones generally are okay. Now I'm submitting to a big group of directories, but in reality there's probably 5 to 10 that I'm interested in. And what I tend to do is, if the submission fails to some of the big ones that I'm interested in, I will generally try and sort that out. If it fails to some of the sort of lesser known ones, then I generally just sort of take, just leave that and not even worry about it. So we'll see how this goes. I'll come back in a second once we've been through this, and we'll assess how well we've gone. Okay, so now it's telling me the work is done. As you can see, I've got quite a few little grey dots there. Probably the only one of those grey dots I'm really interested in is Amazon, so I'll make a point of selecting that down the bottom here, bring it back to the jobs queue, and what I'll do is that I'll just postpone it for a day so it goes to the bottom of my list, and I'll just proceed through these ones that aren't fully autopilot. Generally I try and get through everything I can and then leave my sort of troublesome ones to the end for me to troubleshoot. So what I'm going to do now is, I'm on these ones where you need some manual intervention, and what you do is you just say Submit Next. It'll go to the first one on the list. It'll load up the site, as you can see here. Now these ones, for various reasons or another, cannot fully autopilot submit, so you just need to intervene where you need to intervene. You don't need to do everything though. So for example, I need to hit the Submit button on this one. But generally after that, I should be okay. So I'll just let it go about its business without me really doing anything. It goes and it pre-populates everything it can, which is just brilliant. That's what I really like about this software. And then submit. Okay, so that's in there and it's pending for review. Brilliant. So I then would say mark as done with success, and that will push that article click back down to here to say it's been done. And then I go, okay, next. And I'm going to work my way down through these one by one until I get through them all. Now, as you can see with this one, this is Article Trader. It's had a little bit of a burko and it isn't going to submit. I can see some SQL queries and all sorts of stuff. So I would just hit the failed, get off the list, and it will go down there and say it's failed. And then I move on with the next one. The key one that you really want to make sure that is okay is ezine articles. So you really want to sort of walk through that one carefully, make sure that one gets through, because that's the one that'll give you the most sort of benefit. So that's done. So this is all it is, a process of walking through. So what I'll do is I'll continue on walking through here, and I'll come back with my troublesome ones and just show you how I'd go about troubleshooting those. Just wanted to come back here whilst I do the ezine articles one, just to talk to you about when you do click these ones that are not autopilot, don't be tempted to start clicking the menus in the web page section and doing the submission yourself. Just let things go. Often down the bottom here you'll see a processing bar, and it'll be doing things by itself. So if you start to intervene, you're going to muck it up a bit. So generally just sit there, be patient, let it pre-fill things where it can, and only intervene when you need to intervene. So for example, with this one, with ezine articles, it tends to load up the article body, which it's still doing here. So now if I started typing, I'm going to muck things up. So I need to be patient and let it pre-populate. With ezine articles, you generally do need to fill in most of it. So it's just populated the article body there, which is good. ezine articles is also very good because it gives you a lot of feedback on the screen. What I'm going to do is just quickly fill in these fields and I'll come back. Okay, so I filled in most of the ezine article stuff. Now I just need to fill in the category here, which I'm going to do. I'll just do that. ezine articles is very good in that it gives you a lot of options to correct things as you go, which is great because it means you don't have to submit your article and then wait for it to be knocked back. Now, this is one we've got an excess repeated keyword or phrase of article or articles. So I'm going to need to go through and review and take out the word article or articles, replace it with something else. So I'll come back and do that. Righto, so I've worked my way through my article. I've replaced a few terms here and there, and now it's looking like it's going to submit okay. So I just give it a go. See how that goes. It's processing. Brilliant. And hopefully, there we go. Been submitted. Great. Alright, so back to our job submitting. We can say that one's done with success. Work our way down again to our troublemakers and I'll come back. Okay, so we're back with our last one. We only had one troublesome one, so we're going to, what we do is I'll bring it back to today's date and then try and submit again and see what happens. This was one that theoretically should have been okay, and there you go. It's gone through okay this time, so just never know. Sometimes you do have to troubleshoot. You might have to log in manually, which you can do from the accounts page. Just try and sort out what the issue is. So there we go. We've actually completed our article submission. 17 or 18 article directories, including the big ones that we were interested in. So that's great. And there you go. This concludes our video tutorial series on Automatic Article Submitter. And I hope you've enjoyed it, and it's been great fun bringing it to you, and thanks very much.